get him that time. But I promise you, before my career is over, I'm gonna murder Colby in the cage, legally.
Legally.
Masvidal provided some insight into his falling out with Covington, claiming that the fighter had refused to pay striking coach Paulino Hernandez for his training services.
On it. As soon as Colby made money, what did he do? Didn't pay my coach. So since then, I was like, bro, I want to fucking take a bite to his fucking neck. And my coach was like, don't do it, bro. You'll fight him, and that's how you'll get him.
This led to their well-known altercation outside a Miami steakhouse in March 2022, which resulted in a legal issue due to Masvidal's alleged attack on Covington.
You out of your fucking mind? You out of your mind? You know who that fucking? How would you know I'm here? I
don't know. You're all over the internet.
I'm over the internet.
Yeah, bro, you good with me, bro? Stop. That's just an unfucking out.
Hey, they say you knew the guy?
It seems that Gamebred holds a particular resentment towards Covington, with whom he once had a close relationship, and now wants to express his feelings towards him in the octagon once again. Khamzat Chimaev says Alex Pereira would be the easiest fight in his entire career. Khamzat Chimaev and Alex Pereira have quickly risen to stardom and have garnered the attention of many MMA fans since joining the UFC, but the fight that many are anticipating doesn't seem to hold much significance for the Russian.
You think you versus Alex is the easiest fight for you in the UFC?
Yeah, in my career, brother.
How long does it last in your opinion?
What?
How long does that fight last?
First round, first minute.
Easy.
Easy.
Do you think he beats?
No.
While Chimaev appears confident about his potential fight against Pereira, he also suggests that Adesanya shouldn't have much trouble dealing with the Brazilian as long as he concentrates on his wrestling skills.
Do you think he beats Israel in April?
Yeah. I don't think so. If Israel's trains just wrestling in this training camp, he will beat him easy.
Okay.
Khamzat has bided his time for a chance at the middleweight title, as the UFC opted for an instant rematch between Pereira and Adesanya. But if Boers does eventually get the opportunity, he fully anticipates defeating the current champion of the division. Khamzat Chimaev says Colby Covington is a scared little boy and an easy fight. The Russian and Covington have clashed again, this time over a fight between them that Khamzat claims Colby has rejected several times.
For me, the easy fight, at least for me, is like much easier. I'm much better in grappler and I'm much better in wrestler and striking as well. I'm a hard punch. He spoke about his cardio. How are we gonna use his cardio and how are we gonna take me down? I don't know. How gonna hurt me? He's too little boy. Scary boy. He's scared.
Boers also shared his thoughts regarding Covington's statements, who claims that he has never been offered a fight against Khamzat.
I reacted like I see him like liar. So he lies. Because like they called me 4 times, but why didn't it happen? And they wanted, UFC wanted, and why didn't it happen? And somebody said no. I know it's not me.
Chael Sonnen calls out doper to Joe Rogan for saying Masvidal is better than GSP. The retired martial artist and now promoter Chael Sonnen harshly criticizes Rogan over his latest statements on his podcast.
So now when we have a doper, named Joe Rogan in this case, saying that today's fighters are better than George St. Pierre. We address this and we debate this. Why? What happened to the good old day where we said, guy's on drugs? Don't listen to him, that guy's on dope. What happened to those days? That's not a rational statement.
These were Sonnen's thoughts after hearing one of the most polemic Joe Rogan opinions of all time, after he claimed Jorge Masvidal is better than prime George St. Pierre. Dariush says that Islam Makhachev is trying to run off to another division, even before UFC welterweight champion Leon Edwards had exited the octagon following his title defense against his longtime rival, the Nigerian Nightmare Kamaru Usman, at UFC 286, reigning lightweight king. Islam Makhachev was already calling for a champ-champ fight against Edwards. However, this request went unheard as Colby Covington returned to the picture.
Got the shot. But then I'm curious what you thought when you saw Islam saying, hey, I'll fight Leon Edwards in October. I don't understand. Like, what about title defenses? It's like people. I don't know what's going on with him. Why? Maybe he's having a hard time making weight at 55, and he's just like, let's just go to 70 and relax. Honestly, I don't get it. But I think he needs to focus on his division. There's a lot of good fighters in his division. Maybe, in my opinion, the best division. So I don't know why he's trying to run off to other divisions.
In May, as part of UFC 288, Dariush is set to face off against former lightweight champion Charles Oliveira, with the winner earning a shot at the 155-pound title against Islam Makhachev. Dariush describes as frustrating the fact that the champion is talking non-stop about other divisions instead of focusing on the fighters that are going for his title.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking to one of those fighters right now. I was going to say, was it frustrating at all? Because obviously you've been after this title shot for like the longest time. And I feel like now... go on.
Someone showed that to me and I just rolled my eyes. I was like, guys, get this out of my face. It was very frustrating at that moment. And I don't know what goes through these guys' mind, but...
Beneirl says he thinks the reason why Makhachev is thinking of moving to 170 pound is because he is afraid of losing the belt after his fight with Alexander Volkanovski. Before we continue, don't forget to visit our website and subscribe to our free newsletter so you can stay up to date with everything that goes on in the world of the UFC in minutes. Click the information link above. And while you are at it, check out our podcast and social media accounts. Thank you for your support. Now let's get back to the news. Paulo Costa is aiming to fight Khamzat. Having secured a fresh contract, Costa also disclosed that he has been presented with two options for his upcoming bout. The Brazilian has the choice between facing Sean Strickland in May or Khamzat Chimaev in October. This wouldn't be the first time that a fight between the Brazilian and the Russian has been discussed, as there has been tension between them since their altercation in September when Khamzat was preparing to face Nate Diaz at UFC 279.
I want to fight you. Don't be stressed. I want to fight you. Falando comigo? Não sei quem é você não, rapaz. Eu não te conheço não. Tô falando com ele. Quem é você? Quem é você? Come on. Esse cara aí não sabe. Who is the gangster now? You playing like cheap now.
If Paulo Costa and Khamzat Chimaev clash, who do you think would win the fight? Let us know in the comments. That's all for today's video. If you want to know the latest UFC news, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell, and click the like button so you don't miss any details about the upcoming fights. Thanks for watching. See you soon.